All right, so basically we're back here. We have the two new guests coming in. We have Vanessa. Vanessa's a competitive gamer. She's a huge, amazing competitive gamer. She plays a lot of great stuff. You might recognize she was on the Ultimate Gamer Season 2 this past season, right?
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2. So Vanessa's here. We also have Manny, who's also a master. Master's here. He's a really world-renowned, right? Universe-renowned, maybe? All over the he's even aliens know Manny. He plays Dead or Alive. He's a huge player in that stuff. So I just wanted to bring them on. We have the chat here. You guys can ask any questions. But first, I wanted to talk to you guys about like competitive gaming. You guys, you play a lot of fighting games. You play a lot of DOA. What other kind of games do you play besides the fighting games?
Besides fighting games, I love like Resident Evil, Capcom games, Dead Rising. Anything with pretty much zombies in it, I will play it because he knows it's like an addiction for me. I love to cap zombies. I think it's a sickness.
Yeah, Capcom is great. Did you have a chance to look at the Resident Evil, the new game here? What did you think of that Resident Evil Raccoon City?
So I actually really wanted to play it. The thing is, I'm very impatient, so I didn't want to wait in line for 50 million years to play Resident Evil. So I'm probably going to try to see if I can sneak in there. But it looked really hot. I mean, it looks like kind of like Gears of War, but with zombies. And I'm just really excited to try it out.
And it's all the Resident Evil universe, which is I love that as well. It's crazy. What about you, Manny? What stuff do you do besides DOA?
I mean, it's all about gaming, really. That's for me. I mean, I'm always trying to do like small events or something like that locally in Dallas. So any of you guys looking up here and at the camera, you guys from Dallas, you guys can hit me up in Dallas. This weekend I got an event coming up called DOA in Dallas. It's going to be at this big anime convention. Team Ninja will be there straight from here. They're taking their dev kits and everything over there. They're going to play Ninja Gaiden over there. So people that don't get a chance to come to E3 can get a chance to kind of come to Dallas and get the game, get to play Ninja Gaiden 3 there, and of course be a part of the competition, which is Dead or Alive 4 and DOA Dimensions for the new handheld 3DS. So that's what I do.
So these guys have do a lot of competitive gaming. You guys probably go to a lot of different events. Do you have any cool fun, the best story about I guess the competitive gaming world? Any funny stories? People smack talking or any of that kind of stuff.
Smack talking. Well, I've actually always been respected in terms of nobody ever just picked on me just because I happen to be a girl playing the game. But of course, there are the people that spread lies and try to say oh my God, you are trash, or you said this about me when you know me. I mean, even on this chat, I probably seem very quiet and shy and reserved. So that's how pretty much I am in real life. So a lot of people that make up lies about me saying oh my God, you made fun of me one day, and it's not the truth. So what are you really trying to gain from saying stuff like that? I mean, in this community, I see it as we're all playing games, we're all having fun. So why are you guys gonna try to pick on someone just for playing a game? So we all just gotta get together. I mean, we all love these games, so we all just gotta stop bitching at each other sometimes and just play them like they're supposed to be played.
And you're also really good. So if they were to try to say anything to you, they'd be like, "Oh, you're a girl, or you're playing just boom, you're done, right?" How about yourself? Any smack talk? Any people out to get you? Think you're trying? Do you even number two is just dying to beat you?
Is there? That's good. Yeah, there's always a couple people they trash talk me, but I think trash talking is kind of part of the community. I think it's what kind of makes gaming interesting. You obviously never want to make it too personal because then it becomes something more beyond the game. You always want to deal with it within the game. Trash talk is always trash talk, and sometimes it's just funny, it's entertaining. And like I said, just deal with it in the game, be like, hey, you suck, you're trash, I beat you, whatever. Call it a day. But at the end, I always believe in giving a handshake and just being like, hey, good games, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's just fun, it's part of the entertainment. So trash talk is definitely in there. I love to talk trash too, so it's cool. And anybody, that likes to hate, I always tell them I love the haters.
So we're going to also be taking questions from the chat. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to write question, colon, what the question is so you can see what it is. But before we go to that, I just want to talk to Vanessa really quick. Vanessa was on the most recent Ultimate Gamer show. So how was that experience for you, be living in the house? Do you actually live in the house? How did it go? Who was you have any stories about that?
Well, the thing when you first come into the house, because you're already, if you've seen season 1, you already know that you're your only friend in the house. So all these people will probably be like, oh, hey, what's up? Let's get this bitch in the corner and take her out. So you always got to be on your guard all the time. But the whole experience was just really, really amazing. I mean, the only thing I had a gripe about was I love to sleep, and we couldn't sleep for the life of me. I would just always be up practicing. We'd get up at 6 a.m. for the real life challenge, and we'd wait around for 2 hours till we actually got to do it. But overall, it was just, you couldn't replace it. I mean, we were stuck with a bunch of other gamers playing video games, and it was just like a mini gaming vacation. The only bad thing is you had to fight for your life every episode. So if it didn't have that, I mean, I would have been the perfect experience. But like I said, you're always on edge. You're like, at the end, you're kind of like, oh my God, do you see the way he looked at me? I think he has me next. I think he's going to try to take me out. Oh my God. So that's how we were like all frazzled at the end.
And I guess, what was the biggest disappointment, the biggest shocker week, like the person who got eliminated? So, like Justin Wong was also there, when the fighting game challenge, people were like, oh, Justin's going to win this, whatever. It's people where they have their, like, big gaming things, what they're known for. Was there any, like, shocking moments, like some people who you thought were going to win that week and just didn't, and that threw everyone like, crazy?
I don't know if there's really any upsets. I mean, everything pretty much. I mean, just the first episode, because both the fighters didn't really know Tekken. So that's why that was the one we were really kind of like, we wonder who the heck's going to come back to the house. But other than that, everyone else, like, with, like, say, Kat and Ryan versus Caesar and Yas, that was another shocker because you don't know if, since Yas threw Caesar in, you were like, is this guy going to throw it or is he actually going to help him play to actually stay in the house? So those were the ones that kind of stood out to me. But overall, everybody's good at their own genre. So Justin Wong is great at fighting games, but throw him in a shooter, he might not know what to do. So that's the whole purpose of the game. We can't be good at everything.
All right, so we have a couple of questions here. We have Gats Ocean was asking, what did you like most in E3? So out of all the conferences, the show, what have you guys liked most about this experience? Manny?
The thing I like the most, I'm not sure. It seems like there's so many things going on. The thing that kind of impressed me the most was the Nintendo, what is it, Wii U-Draw? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so I was kind of impressed with that. I liked the remote, the whole idea. Kind of reminded me of the DS. I guess some people like it, some people don't. I think it's pretty interesting the way it worked out. I was like, all right, I didn't expect that. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, of course, I'm a big DOA and Ninja Gaiden fan, so Ninja Gaiden was dope. We had a chance to actually sit down with the creators there, too, so we spent some time, and that was pretty fun. Overall, everything I wanted to check out, like extra, like the PlayStation Portable and stuff like that, oh my God, the lines are just so long. It's like so many things going on, so many things you want to do. You just can't wait sometimes. So some things I had to skip, but those will probably be the things that stood out to me. Yeah.
I said, I was actually at the Tecmo booth trying to play Ninja Gaiden for the longest time. And the funniest, he played the day before I got there. So we went there about 4 times. I never got to, it was always full. Someone was always playing. They're kind of like, press A. And I'm like, come on, let me play. No, wait a minute. So we actually talked to Hayashi, and we were doing something with Hayashi. And I was like, it took Hayashi to get me to play this game. I mean, that's all it took, right?
Get him off.
So I finally got to play Ninja Gaiden 3, so it was awesome. I loved it.
So that's all it takes, guys. If you want to play Ninja Gaiden 3, just go straight to Hayashi, Just go straight to the guy, and then you can play it, exactly. So there was another question upstairs. Sorry. Okay, Vanessa, someone asking you, what do you think about the different brackets for men and females in competitive gaming? Do you like that? Do you want more unified competition between the two, or what do you think?
For me in Dead or Alive, the only female gaming competition I did was CGS. Every other tournament, I was always unisex. So, like even this tournament we're going to right now, it's always just unisex. So I'm just used to fighting males. So, I mean, I think it's great to get more women involved to encourage them to play more. Like say, oh, well, I don't know if I can beat that guy. Where it's a bunch of girls that are all having fun. They're like, oh, maybe I want to try that tournament. So I think it's a good starting point to get people interested. But ultimately, yeah, I don't see why they should be separated. It should always be together.
I mean, if you're on Destructed, if you're one of the people who visit Destructed often, Stella Wong is one of a great community member. She's really awesome at fighting games, and most of the guys on Destructed fear her. She's really cute. She's short. She's like, oh, hi guys, I'm Stella, and then she just picks up her, Street Fighter. She picks up, her characters. It's Honda, just like wrecking, So it's really awesome that way. Let's see, what else do we have? Any other questions? So Muddy Donut's asking, how does it smell like at E3? How does it smell like? Does it smell great? What do you think?
It smells like a lot of electronics. It doesn't smell what you would think, but it just smells like a lot of brand new electronics. So that's what it smells like to me. It's not funky. Don't worry about it.
I mean, you have so much stuff. I mean, when you pass by the food court, it smells like food. And when you're with a big group of sweaty, hot people, it's exactly what you feel like it would smell like. So
you get your kinky smells every now and then. You get some of those weird ones, but for the most part, it's pretty clean.
I mean, for real, like E3 is actually, it's more of a, business press sort of event. So people here, they actually do clean up when they come to the show. It's not like Comic-Con or, PAX where they're there for the show, they're for the nerds. So like people, some reason, most guys don't know how to wear deodorant sometimes and it smells bad, but it smells good. Okay, we had another question here from Muddy Donuts, they're asking, how do you feel about current gen fighting games? Like, how would you change anything? Do you like what they're doing currently?
For which game?
Just fighting games in general, like the way things are going.
I like the direction they're going. There's a lot more I've seen as there's more competitive play being taken into notice, and you see a lot of the actual companies getting involved with the community, which is really great to see. I mean, you had Capcom reaching out to Street Fighter players, they have Tecmo reaching out to our community, so I think it's great that they want the fans' input into what they want to see into the game, and I think that's a great stepping stone because then ultimately you'll get the game that you really want, and we could all just compete. And I mean, I think it's awesome that they're actually taking our advice and hearing what we have to say.
Yeah, as far as fighting games go, I think they're starting to realize what actually works, what works best, and kind of like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, they kind of coming back to the old school kind of stuff, like the way it always worked. You know what I mean? And it's still make it a little bit easy for new people to pick it up. So that's kind of cool. Depends in certain ways, but I think what she mentioned is really important. Just the fact that developers are getting involved with communities now a little bit. Tecmo is definitely reaching out a lot, so that's always good to see. Kind of makes it easier because we're the pros of playing that game. Whereas they're not the pros, but they make the game for us, you know what I'm saying? So I'll find something and I'll ask them a question. I was asking them a question over there, and they're like, you know what, you're right. That works that way, now that you mention it. So they don't always see that stuff, even though they make the game. So I think it's pretty cool that, any fighting game out there is trying to at least cater to the community. And that's always important, I think, in my eyes. But you always want to keep it interesting because fighting games are so unique. It's kind of like when you see StarCraft, it's a very unique game, so many things going on. You want to get involved, but it's almost hard to get involved sometimes. And fighting games are kind of like that. I have a kind of steep learning curve, but at the same time, it's just so fun to see. What's going on, and how entertaining it can be. From ultras to easy on the drops to whatever it is that's on the screen. So I like it.
All right, so how about, I was just curious, you talk about current fighting games. What about older fighting games? Do you have any great retro games? You guys play Clay Fighter? Do you guys play Primal Rage? All those any of those old games?
Killer Instinct, I played a lot. Killer Instinct.
Oh, Killer Instinct. Where is it?
Orchid was the best. I loved Orchid. She was amazing.
I loved Orchid, but I was a button masher back then, so I picked Jago, and for some reason, I would always mash the buttons to get the same combo. I couldn't believe it. It was like this air juggle that was always 8 hits. I'm like, look, I'm so good. I can do it again. I can do it again. And my brother's like, what the hell are you doing? You're not even good. But I was like, I don't care. I'm doing this combo. So, Killer Instinct.
The guy, the fire guy, you could just hold back and hard punch. And you had this just go forward. You just keep spamming that over and over, and that's how it drew in. Did you play anyone Killer Instinct?
Yeah, Killer Instinct. I always thought, man, where's the next Killer Instinct? You always hear rumors. So yeah, definitely as far as retro goes, Killer Instinct. Played with Jago. I'm a ninja guy, man. I gotta play with ninjas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Killer Instinct. I'd like to see Killer Instinct come back. So that's cool.